What up, my guys? Welcome to another show. Sunday NBA Talk with Jay, man. And we got our guy Chris B. Capping in here. Y'all know, man, the myth, the legend, and Nielsen, man. Make sure y'all follow him on Twitter as well. His YouTube channel. If you're doing spaces, YouTube. He was up early this morning, man. 8:30 Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Eastern doing the show, my guys. So giving you super early looks. Make sure y'all go follow Chris. Chris, how you doing, my brother? Everything cool with you?
What up, Jay? Yeah, man. It's been a minute since I've been on the show, but everything been good. NBA been kicking my ass. If I'm being honest, Jay, I've
You
been
said
kicking
which
my
one?
ass. The
WNBA or
NBA
NBA?
been no, the NBA been kicking my ass. I'm like 4-1 in the W to start, so
Okay. Hey,
I ain't really
W.
sweating that, but
Hey, the WNBA been good to start, bro. I can't
yeah,
lie.
it
It's
has
been
been
real
good.
nice.
Yeah, about 4-1. NBA been kicking my ass in the playoffs with all this back and forth, but looking to talk the games out, Jay. Happy to be here on the show as always. Appreciate you for the invite, and let's get straight to it.
Yeah, let's get to it, man. We ain't here to waste people's time. Doing a little earlier show as well, man. I know I got a ton of shit to do today. I know my guy Chris as well. We're some busy people, man. So if y'all appreciate y'all us coming on here doing the show for you guys, man, just hit the like button one time, subscribe. You can share the show on your social media, all that good stuff, man. But we're not here to waste your time. We got a couple game sevens, huge games. Let's get straight to it in this one, man. First game, let's go over to the streets of New York in this one. Knicks laying three. You know what, let me pull my pants up a little bit, man. Let me pull my pants up just a little bit. Knicks laying 3.5 at the house versus the Pacers here, Chris. It's crazy. This line was at 3, and then it went down to like 2. Like even some 1.5s popped up when we saw that Josh Hart was questionable. I feel like now that ab strain, there's something tough there to like stretching wise, like running. You feel that a lot of muscles in your body. You strain it, you feel it. You don't you realize how much you use it. You see what I'm saying? But we know he's probably going to try to play, and then the line go up when OG is got upgraded to questionable as well here, Chris. So they're laying 3.5 at the house versus the Pacers. What do you think happens in this game, my bro? Do you think that one of them might play, both of them? What you thinking here?
No idea if I'm being honest, Jay. I don't. I have no idea. I think the injury to Josh Hart definitely comes at the most inopportune time in Game 6. Because if
Facts.
they was gonna play with that effort, he could have just set out, and they probably would have. With him, I think they definitely win the game. But I think he's gonna give it a shot here. He a dog, Jay. Josh Hart is definitely a dog. And I think whatever can be done for him to be on the floor, I think it will be done. Any kind of injection or whatever painkiller, whatever he need to be out there, I think he will. Sentiments came from the locker room as well. Everybody kind of agreeing with that. Jalen Brunson, Thibodeau. I heard Miles McBride say it as well. And then as far as OG, based on what I've read, Jay, it sounds like he's gonna go through shoot around and try to give it a go as well. He hasn't played, of course, since Game 2 earlier in this series, but I just think where there's a will, there's a way. Josh Hart said, "We scrap, we claw, we find a way." That's what he said.
Yeah.
We saw it in Game 5. It's about effort, and I don't think the Pacers necessarily going to not bring the effort, but I just think the Knicks are the team that's going to play with the most effort and intensity in this game. We know that it's going to be Madison Square Garden. It's going to be rocking, Jay. I heard the cheapest you can get in to even stand outside is $600.
Damn.
They say it's going to be crazy, and just to talk about the series a little bit, it's been pretty easy. You pick the home team, and you've been winning every single time if you're taking them straight up. 6-0 straight up. The team that's won the rebounding battle is also 6-0. And I just don't see the Knicks. Even with Josh Hart, we saw in Game 5, Isaiah Hartenstein had double-digit offensive rebounds. By himself, have double-digit offensive rebounds. I think that he could replicate that performance here. And the Pacers, while they are 6-0 straight up at the crib, just 1-5 so far on the road straight up throughout the playoffs so far. Jay, it's a young team, and I just can't see them consistently putting together 2 back-to-back performances. We haven't seen it throughout, so it's only Knicks for me here. I see the money line -155 right now on bet MGM. That's the only way I would look in this game, Jay. And if those guys get rolled in, I think the line does go up as well.
Yeah, I think that's the script, man. I've been saying it this whole time. They want Knicks, Celtics. I mean, I try not to come on here with too many conspiracy theories, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's just what I feel. So I'm blending in. I'm at the arena right now. You see what I'm saying? They let me in for free, Chris. So I know everybody else got to pay, but they let me in here for free, man. And you know what I'm saying? And Starks and Stephon Marbury and Latrell Sprewell, you know what I'm saying? All these guys, they told me, they said that's the script today, man. I think the Knicks come out here, get the job done. I was also leaning towards first quarter as well, Chris. what do you think about? Because obviously when the Knicks, so most of these, I think pretty much every single time these teams have come off a loss and they're at the house as well, they usually come out hot in that first quarter. And we know if Josh Hart is like that's probably when he'll be freshest as well. I know if OG does play, I'm not gonna lie, that is gonna throw some things off for the first quarter. He might come out a little rusty, but that's still when these guys are gonna have the most energy as well. So I feel like I'm leaning towards Knicks in the first quarter as well, but I do think they eke out a win in this one. Like the Pacers have been doing well. I kind of feel like the Pacers are the Thunder. They're a young up-and-coming team. Like they were really good in the regular season, but like they don't necessarily belong in the Eastern Conference Finals, in my opinion. So now I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a tough game because if the Pacers were able to win, like they have the depth. We know the Knicks are the walking wounded right now. The Pacers, like if Halliburton and guys like this get hot, but I still feel like they're a young team and they're not necessarily to that level. You know what I'm saying? And they're not ready to walk into Madison Square Garden in a crazy environment and win this game 7 with a ton of pressure. You see what I'm saying? So I do like the Knicks on the money line for the full game, but like I say, I wouldn't be surprised if Pacers got it done, but I would feel comfortable with betting the Knicks here regardless of what happens. And I've been saying it all playoffs that I feel like it's going to be Knicks Celtics. I mean, this is where we're at. You see what I'm saying? They probably laid down game 6 so they could, you know what I'm saying? They probably knew what the script is, but I'll go with Knicks full game money line and just, you know what I'm saying, go with what I know. I'm in the arena right now. I'm blending in with the court right now. You dig what I'm saying, Chris? But what did you think about the first quarter here?
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off of it, Jay. First quarter makes a ton of sense. If the Pacers not going to, play defense, it typically starts early. And I think the Knicks going to want to respond as well. Couple other things, Jay. First quarter specifically, Pacers on the road in the playoffs, they're giving up 30 points a game in the first quarter. And they are averaging 29, but that goes back to the Bucks series as well. And it's just a night and day team, Jay. I know it's game 7, and you can kind of throw some things out the window if you want to. And if you like the Pacers, don't let me talk you off of it. But At home, this team is giving up 104 points per game, holding teams to 23.8 points per game. They played 6 home games, holding teams to 24 points in the first quarter. But on the road, like I said, giving up 30, Jay. So it's early. It's 6 points per game more on the road in the first quarter than it is at home. So it kind of backs your total, your alignment there. And it's the defense. They're giving up 13 more points per game on the road than they are at home. At home, holding teams to 104.5. On the road, they're giving up 117. They failed to even win the last 4 games, and they only covered one where they were a 6-point dog against the Knicks, which was game number 2, I think, in this series. Well, game number 1. Game number 1, they did lose that game, but they covered. They probably should have won that one. But yeah, I just think it's going to be a little too much, man. Josh Hart, OG, I think they're going to be out there, Jay, and I think they bring it from the beginning for sure as well. One trend I want to talk about, Jay, home favorites in game 7, 44-19 straight up. That's 70% says the Knicks on the money line. They favorite here for a reason. 27-11 straight up if they're coming off a loss in game 6 as well are those home favorites in game 7. So 2 strong trends right here that says, Knicks win the game because they're the favorite.
Yeah, that's a fact. Game 7, home team definitely can't talk you off. And you know what? One prop I do like in this one, man. It just makes a ton of sense. And I don't know how good this is for the Knicks, because if Josh Hart's not be able to go to get those rebounds, like obviously they need to win the rebound. And obviously he gets down there and gets dirty and grimy with it. And, you know what I'm saying? Grind out, get them rebounds. I think Josh Hart goes under. I think it's a perfect day to take under Josh Hart rebounds. Under 11.5 rebounds. It was juiced to the under. It might even went down to 10.5 now. I did put some on that last night, just off principle. You know what I'm saying? Like with the app, like you got to go up and get the rebound. That shit's gonna hurt your ab. You know what I'm saying? So he may not be able to be on the boards as much if he's a little bit injured here. I like Josh Hart under his rebounds. I think it's a really solid prop there, Chris. Any thoughts on that before we get to the next game?
Yeah, I mean, they were saying that it was hard for him to put his hands above his head. So if it's hard to put your hands above your head,
I'm putting a little more on it.
I can't take the over in that regard. Jay. I want to see if I can find so 10.5 minus 108. It looks like it's the best number. I took
under 11.5 last night at minus. I think it was like minus 137.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, I mean the market moving in that direction with you, especially if he's not able to even complete the game. I would only agree with you there. And that could correlate to Isaiah Hartenstein to go over. In game 5, Jay, he had double-digit offensive rebounds by himself, and he's sitting at 11.5. So you expect the energy, the effort, the intensity to be there from the Knicks. The Garden's going to be rocking tonight. So if you like Josh Hart to go under, maybe you look at Isaiah Hartenstein to go over as well. Couldn't
Yeah,
talk you
I
out.
would even put some on the under 10.5 rebounds as well for Josh Hart. But I saw they 11.5. I feel like that's one of those numbers that's shaded to what he's been doing, but not really graded like with his with the injury. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a little something. I put a little something on. Got a little something on Knicks money line as well. But I'm not allowed to. Like I'm just still so a little fat and happy from yesterday to where like I mean these game sevens and I got some little money on it, but it's nothing. It's nothing to amount to what yesterday's. You know what I'm saying? So man, it's gonna be a good day for me, regardless, my guys. But let's get to the next game. So yeah, looks like we're like a Knicks full game money line this one, and then Josh Hart under rebounds. I really think it's a solid look, to be perfectly honest with you, my guys. And I heavily lean to Knicks first quarter there as well, my guys. All right, last game. Let's go over to the street to Denver in this one. Nuggets laying 4.5 at the house versus the Wolves. I mean, I could like roll up to this motherfucker one time. I could roll up to this game, man. Last time I was there, they got absolutely smoked in game 2, man. I had to sit there and watch that beat down, Chris. I had paid $500 for my ticket. I had to sit there. You see what I'm saying? From start to finish, they absolutely got smoked. But it's been a super weird series. We know this. 2 really even teams. You see what I'm saying as well. So it's a tough one, Chris. I'm not gonna lie to you. What do you think happens in this game, my brother?
Yeah, going right back to what you said, Jay. It's really, really tough, man. I will say this though. It's gonna be, and we talked about this a little bit before the show, man. It's gonna be predicated on how the game's being called. Because we've seen Karl Anthony Towns do really, really well against Nikola Jokic in the playoffs. Like Rudy Gobert, say defensive player of the year, whatever you want to call him. But you know, with Karl Anthony Towns on Jokic, Jay, you really asking Jamal Murray to play big because for whatever reason, Karl Anthony Towns, if he can stay out of foul trouble, then those have been the games that they've won. And also on the opposite side, you really need Jamal Murray to be able to make shots as well. You need him to play well. He did hit that elbow, listed as questionable in this game. I think we all think that he's going to play, but I'm not sure how, what percentage he's going to be. And the 3 wins, dude averaging 20 points, 6 assists, shooting 50% from the field, 42% from the 3-point line. But in the 3 losses, he averaging 12, shooting 26% from the field, 27% from the 3-point line. And I think Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards going to be in his back pocket the whole game. I don't think he get nothing easy, Jay. But you really, like you said, you really just need to see how the refs going to call it, if I'm being honest. I really want to take, and you probably can hear from the cap, I want to take Minnesota so bad. But if I'm being honest with your audience, I have not. That +5 just looks like it's a tad bit too many points here. And I think it's correlated with the total as well. Minnesota, these 2 teams have played 10 times now. They're both 5-5, as you said, kind of right down the middle. But Minnesota has actually won 3 of the 5 that they have won. They're 3-2 in Denver versus being only 2-3 at home in Minnesota. So for whatever reason, I noted that the only team in the NBA that's been able to go into Denver and win 3 games this season. You said it, Jay. In game 2, you was there. It was the bounce back spot for Denver, and they did not bounce back at all in that game. And it was a lot of how it was officiated. So if Denver, if Minnesota can play as their physical brand of basketball, and Denver's not making those outside shots, because game 6 was over so fast. Like you could have snapped a finger. Minnesota went on that 18-0 run, and it was over. Yeah, it was over. So if they're relying upon those shots and they're not falling, because to the credit of Denver's defense, they played well defensively. It was the turnovers and them not being able to score the basketball. Minnesota couldn't make a shot. If you go back and look at the numbers, Minnesota wasn't even making shots specifically from the 3-point line, but their defense is just so good. So 5 points, Jay, in a game 7, that's the only way I'm looking at. And to the total, I played as soon as it opened. We know game 7s go under. It was 199. It's 198 right now. Game 7s after the first round, 27-9 to the under. So if you just blindly tell that, you're profitable 75% of the times right there. And it's correlated too. In the 10 games, every game that Minnesota's won, they've won 5. All of the totals have gone under. If you like Minnesota, you like under. All 5 of the Denver games that they've won have gone over. And it's a head-to-head matchup. So if you like Denver, maybe you just take the team total over. If you like Minnesota, maybe you play Denver's team total to go under. Because like I said, a lot of correlation there. And I already took the under, so clearly I like Minnesota in this spot, Jay.
Yeah, and that's a good look there as well. That's the thing that Ronald always talk about, like with them team totals. You don't even really care about who wins, about how much. Like there's multiple ways that you can win. You see what I'm saying? Like there's multiple scenarios that you could still win in. You see what I'm saying? So, but yeah, this game scares the hell out of me. It's got you got Scotty too hotty off in here. You see what I'm saying? And I always think that there is a narrative whenever he's reffing games. I don't care what nobody says. They pick and choose. People try and say, oh, they schedule the refs out. No, fuck all that, bro. No, because they don't even know how far the games are, how far the series is gonna go. I don't like some of these refs. Y'all just gotta understand, man. I kind of realized this like 2 years ago. Like when you see refs in certain spots, it means something, man. Like there's narratives. There might be like some backroom conversation, like whatever. You see what I'm saying? So you got Scotty too hotty in here. That's when I believe that was he was in there for Denver in game 3. That was on May 12th. I'm pretty sure that was game 3, Chris. But then you got David Guthrie in here, and he was in there for game 2 when the Wolves were when the game that I was at. So I'm saying, so it's a simple game. If they allow the Wolves to play defense like they were playing in games 1 and games 2, it's gonna be Wolves. If they're calling the touchy fouls and like not letting them play physical, they'll let you know right there that they want Jokic versus Luka. And I'm leaning towards that they want Jokic versus Luka. We know that Jokic is one of the poster childs for the NBA. He's been a little different whenever Murray, like no knock at Jokic, but whenever Murray's not super well, I'm just saying the Nuggets don't win like that. So I mean, they try to say Jokic the greatest player of all time and shit, but whenever Murray's not balling, the Nuggets don't do so well. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Without Gordon, they're not much out there. So I mean, I ain't gonna even get too far into all that, man. But the game's gonna go however it's ref. A really tough game. I can only look towards Nuggets though, man. I'd like for the Wolves to come out here and shock the world. Like I got a little sum on them. I put some plus 1.5 on the series, and I put a little sum on them to win the series as well. But so like this is like a win-win regardless for me. But like I'd have to look towards the Nuggets at the house. I mean, they got the championship pedigree over there. So I'm saying I know that Nuggets Mavs will bring a lot more money to the NBA as well. So like if I'm betting with the NBA, I can only look towards Nuggets on the money line. This one could be a close game, but like I say, I mean, if the Wolves came out here and won this game, wouldn't surprise me a bit. I'm rooting for that as well. It's just it's kind of like the Knicks. Like I don't see them even allowing that shit to happen, to be perfectly honest with you. It's almost like they put Scotty in here like, all right, don't fuck this up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is. You dig what I'm saying?
Y'all know the vibes. Yeah, y'all know what we need.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one, man. But yeah, I could only lean towards Nuggets to get this win, game 7 at the house. Any thoughts on first quarter, Chris, after them getting smoked by 45 points coming back to the house? What do you think about Nuggets first quarter?
Yeah, I think coming back home, Jay, I would look towards I think Denver could come out here early and punch first. You would expect them to, the way that they lost. And I think whoever, if a team gets down in this game, Jay, I don't know if they're coming back, honestly.
Yeah.
With how the defenses have been playing, because whoever plays really good defense, the other team can't score the basketball. We saw it in the first 2 games. Minnesota was scoring and Denver couldn't score the basketball. Then it flipped and Minnesota couldn't score the basketball. So I think, if you win the first quarter, I think you probably win the game, Jay. So yeah, I think if you like Denver early, then you probably like Denver for the full game. And it means Minnesota's probably going to, Carl Town's probably going to be in foul trouble, and Minnesota's probably going to not be making their shots. And you mentioned it, you never underestimate the heart of a champion, but I think Jamal Murray just being a little hobbled in this one, and that Minnesota defense can really, really turn up, man. So hopefully the refs let them play physical, and we just see what happens at the end.
That's a fact. Yeah, pay attention to how the games are reffed as well. You can always make a live bet as well, man. Pay attention if like couple quick early fouls on Gobert, Ant, or Carlton Towns, they let you know the script already. You already know. So I mean, you could even take them to spread, man. So just watch this game, and the first quarter will tell a lot how this game is called, my guys. It'll tell a lot, man. But let's get out of here, man. It's only a couple games. Game 7 Sunday. See what I'm saying? NBA talk with Jay and Chris. Chris, what you liking today, my brother?
Yeah, I played. I'm playing the Knicks, Jay, on the money line, like we talked about. I haven't played this Minnesota and Denver game, if I'm being honest. But like I said, I really want Minnesota to get there. I did play the under at 199. Just think it's going to be a slower pace style game. I think one of the offenses won't show up. These 2 teams have played each other 10 times now, so I think that correlates with the under as well. They know everything that the other team wants to do, and I think for that reason it'll be played slow. One of the offenses will really struggle to score. Hopefully, it's Denver's offense at home. And I think the game goes under, Jay. And real quick, Jay, I know this is not a WNBA show, but the Mystics and the Storm today. I played the first half under as well, under 81.5. NECA listed as questionable. I already saw Shakira Austin listed as out. Brittany Sykes was in a walking boot. She's listed as doubtful. So I think Seattle coming off a double overtime game, having to travel from Minnesota to DC today. I think their offense is going to continue to struggle. They've been the worst offensive rated team. And I think without Brittany Sykes and without Shakira Austin, the Mystics are going to struggle to score, but they still going to play that tough-nosed defense that we've seen for them from the last few years. So I jumped on the first half under 81.5 as well.
Okay, we appreciate that. Actually, yeah, I like the Storm there, man. I think the Mystics might start tanking, bro. And with them basically resting Shakira Austin in this game, that's kind of telling me like we don't want to win this game. Horrible spot for Seattle tomorrow, bro.
It is.
Horrible.
Hold on, Seattle play tomorrow again?
They play tomorrow, bro. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty fucking sure. Let me just check real quick.
Oh Lord,
I'm pretty sure.
Hold on.
That's probably
they
why
do. They play New York tomorrow.
They play New York tomorrow. Third and 4 coming off double overtime, bro. That game, that line is gonna be crazy.
They getting smoked.
Yeah, I think NECA should play in this one so they go ahead and get their first win and then rest. You got to rest somebody tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? But they might rest her today, knowing that they can still get the win, and then rest probably like Skylar Diggins tomorrow. Somebody's resting tomorrow for sure. But horrible spot for the Storm tomorrow, but that's all the more reason why I think this is a spot for them today. They got to get a win. Like this team has started off 0-2. They got to come out here and get a win. I think the miss is like, I mean, we know, bro. We know how it is sometimes. Like when they know that their team is good at this year, it's probably why Della Dunn sitting out. Like they just like we're gonna go and sit this one out this year out. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the Raptors did and stuff like yeah. Like the Raptors did. It was like, you know what? We're just gonna go and sit this season out. Fuck it. The season done before it even started. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I think Storm, I think that's the spot today. Tomorrow they probably get smoked. But yeah, if NECA's out, it'll probably go down even more. But I think the Storm get it done regardless. Like the first half a little bit more, but I think that's the spot there, my guys. But that's the show, man. I'm leaning towards both home teams in game 7. Like I'd be really surprised if the Knicks didn't get the job done today. Anything can happen. All 4 of these teams are even as hell. I just knew that we'd get to game 7. Now here I like, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of think what you think the script is from here, but I do think the script is that they won Nuggets versus Mavs and they won Knicks versus Celtics. That would be the money maker for the NBA. The Pacers and the Wolves, they're great teams, but they're small market teams as well, man. But they have shown that they can hang with them as well. The underdogs are showing, so it's gonna be tough. But game 7, I usually always would rock with the home team, or I'm just staying off the game. I do think the Knicks are I think that's the script there, man. But that Josh Hart under 11.5 rebounds, like when I saw this shit last night, I had to put some on that, Chris. I'm sorry. But even if you had to take 10.5, I think it's a really good spot. If they start to blow him out, he will be one of the first guys to sit and rest up in this one. And I think it's going to be really hard for him to go for those boards, which could hurt the Knicks. I'm not going to lie to you, but I think it's going to be hard for Josh Hart to go for like 15 or some rebounds tonight if he's not 100% out there, my guys. So that's what I'm liking today, man. We talked out a bunch of shit on the show. We talked some first quarters, we talked some full games, talked some props, even a little bit WNBA as well, man. If y'all appreciate the show, you know what I'm saying? It's all free. If you can, man, hit the like button one time, man. I don't even like doing shows on Sunday. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chris. This is supposed to be the family day, but we took a little time out of our days to do this show for you guys, man. It's all love. If y'all can, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show as well, man. It's all love. Let's get this motherfucking cash, baby. We out. Game 7 Sunday, and I'll see you guys back on Tuesday, my guys. We out. Let's go. Come on. Let's get this motherfucking cash, baby.